A Girl Who Brought Down the World by Vivian Gee. Chapter 21. Genes. Kid takes the compass and stares at it. The needle points north, right into the dust storm.
"Please, magic compass, take me to my family and friends,"
she says to the compass. She looks behind her after taking a few steps. The body of Shayna faces upward with her eyes closed. Kid salutes the body and heads west. After an hour and a half of walking, she spots the broken car with Melanie, Mimi, and Matt all sleeping on top of it.
"Mom!"
She shouts from afar.
"Kid?"
says Mimi incredulously. Kid runs up to Mimi and hugs her.
"Where's Shayna?"
asks Melanie. Melanie, Mimi, Matt, and Kid all pay their respects to Shayna. The entire group stares towards the sky, all of them hardened after their journey. No one shows any emotion, except on the inside.
"Goodbye, friend,"
thinks Kid as the group continues together to look for any sign of life. As they continue to search for any sign of penetrating the poisonous shield that surrounds Christopher's basement, Melanie begins to think.
"This is hopeless,"
says Melanie.
"Christopher's really outdone himself this time. Even if we were to assassinate him, what will that do for us?" "It'll mean the end of his era,"
replies Kid.
"What you're saying is meaningless. Christopher's already ruined this world. It'll take years to rebuild it. I'm pretty sure he has no idea what he's done. This era will live on for generations." "No, it won't. We need to inspire people to live once again. If a crazy person like me kills Christopher, then maybe America will wake up. We can make people believe again." "You're turning out just like your sister,"
mentions Mimi. She pauses for a moment.
"I miss her too. Vivian has taught me everything I need to know about life and the man,"
says Kid.
"The man?"
asks Melanie.
"How much of a hippie was your sister?" "She wasn't a hippie. She was a radical. She told me to think for myself. If I want to try a new flavor of ice cream, I'll do it,"
Kid exclaims. The group continues to walk and finds an old hut with smoke blowing out of it. Kid leads the group holding her trusty sword as she enters the hut.
"What are you?"
she shouts into the darkness.
"Reveal yourself!"
A light is turned on and reveals a glasses-wearing, slightly overweight, pajama-clad woman lying down on her bed. She has been sleeping when Kid had woken her.
"Oh, good. Little bro decides to send his stupid henchman after me. Well, kill me. I've got nothing else to give,"
says the woman.
"Little bro,"
says Melanie.
"We're not with Christopher, if that's what you're talking about." "Oh, you're not with Chris?"
says the woman.
"Then who are you guys?"
"We're the terrorists," says Mimi.
"I'm Mimi, and this is Melanie and Matt, and right there is my daughter, Kid." "You guys are insane!"
the woman exclaims.
"You managed to go coast to coast just to meet Chris, and all you had to do was get captured." "If we got captured, then that's spelling our doom," says Melanie. "Jones and Vivian both died with a botched assassination attempt. We're here to take him on by surprise. We're not going to make the same mistakes that everyone else has made." "Well, good luck. You're not getting through that mess. Now leave me to sleep. I'm tired,"
says the woman.
"What did you mean by little bro?"
says Mimi.
"Are you his sister?" "Half sister. My name is Karen Vega." "Well, do you know of a way to get through the storm?" "Yeah, I do. I was the one who created all the suits to allow people to get through the radiation to get supplies,"
says Karen.
"What?" "Look, I was working for my brother. I was surprised as any other person to see him win, and I wanted to just congratulate him, We never had the best of relationships. I never knew of Chris until after I came back home after the economy hit hard. I got laid off my job. I was working for one of the most powerful banks, and I never expected them to go down under. Anyway, I had to move back home. The family had recently given up tracking Jones Brimley down, so they just welcomed me back with open arms. That's when I first met him, Christopher. When I was growing up, I only had an older brother named Adam, who I only saw for a year before he went off to become a researcher for some company. He used to tease me a lot, and I always felt a little bit jealous that he had all this power over me. I kinda liked being the older sister. Unfortunately, Christopher was a nightmare to deal with. He always complained that he wanted a fun sister, not a boring geek sister who loves math. I was always fascinated with science, but I never had the grades for it. My math was still good, so I went into economics instead. Anyway, I never really got along with Christopher. Besides me being too much of a geek, he said he wanted a younger sibling to play with. I asked him why I couldn't make do with an older one, and he wouldn't answer me. He just kept doing whatever it is he did and never wanted to play with me. So, a few years later, I managed to snag a job for the government doing some classified scientific studies. Then, when I heard Chris managed to get the GOP nomination, I sort of flipped out. How could he, out of all people, become a potential candidate? The GOP hasn't been very good with picking winners lately, but really, Chris? Anyway, I followed the debates and the advertisements and whatnot. He was actually coherent and was nothing like the old Chris I knew. Maybe he had changed. I was wrong. The day he won and the day he stepped into the office, I could already tell he was the same person. He actually recognized me when I said hello. That was it. That's all he ever said to me when I was working in his government. I continued to do calculations when I was told to develop a suit for radiation protection. I said those have already been made, but the supplies to make the suits had run short. I had to come up with a new way to make them. I finally managed to do it, but only created 3 prototype suits before the place blew up. I was actually off getting supplies to finish the suits when it happened. I didn't know this was what Chris had planned to use the suits for. I didn't know he was capable of such destruction. This entire area used to be radioactive, but it's begun to dissipate. All that remains is the haze that's above Chris's new office. Some of Chris's men wanted to get the suits from me. I gave them up. What else was I supposed to do with them? I'm not going back there. Anyway, that's my story. Now I'm going back to sleep. Can you make us a new suit? Asks Mimi. Sure, but you have to get me the supplies. Trust me, you're not gonna find them in a place like this, says Karen. What happened to the suits? Well, I was told to develop 3 of them. One for an adult male that's slightly overweight, one for a woman, and one for a little girl. I still have the one for a little girl. They didn't want it. None of you are gonna fit in that except for that baby and the kid. My name is Kid! Kid shouts. I'm not just a kid! Whoa, relax. Sorry, kid, says Karen. Look, you can have the suit. I don't care. Do what you want. I guess that means I'll have to go alone from here. What are you talking about? Asks Karen. I must be the one to kill Christopher. You? I'm pretty sure Chris could easily take you down, even with that shiny little toy of yours, scoffs Karen. Don't underestimate me! Look, kid, I hate to break it to you, but you're gonna have to walk 15 miles. And if you're not tired from that, you'll have to deal with whoever's left besides Chris in that office of his. I mean, go ahead, be my guest. Just walk into your grave. Look, Karen, Kid is much stronger than she appears to be, says Melanie. She managed to walk through this treacherous wasteland and has seen her family and friends die before her tiny little eyes. Inside that girl lies a much tougher spirit. I believe in her. Kid is all I have left in this world, says Mimi. I know she'll come back to me safely. You're going to believe this little child will end Chris's reign. I'd love to believe that, but the chances of that, she won't succeed. I mean, I wish the best of luck, but I don't see it happening, says Karen. I'll do it! I'll come back and show you what I'm made of! Shouts Kid. Karen sighs. In this world, all I do nowadays is sleep and watch television. I have nothing else to live for. I've seen this world go from happy to bleak in the blink of an eye. I believe in nothing anymore. I'm surprised I haven't been killed myself at this point. If you really believe so strongly in stopping him, you better put this on.
Karen hands Kid the suit. Kid struggles to put it on, but manages to fit it all around her body.
There you go, Kid. A suit that'll protect you from the radioactive dust. Here's your sword. Good luck. Hope to see you again, but I doubt it, says Karen. Now to go back to sleep.
The four walk outside. Matt begins to cry as they watch Kid head into the dust.
According to this map, just head north. Good luck,
shouts Melanie.
We'll be rooting for you.
Karen watches from outside the hole in her hut. She gets out of bed and opens her door. She runs past Mimi and Melanie and rushes towards Kid. Karen goes through the dust barrier and tries to reach Kid. Kid turns around to find Karen struggling on the floor.
Karen, what are you doing?
Yells Kid.
I don't know,
she says.
If you're our last hope, then we're really screwed, huh?
Karen stops moving. Kid stares at the body for a few seconds. Mimi and Melanie watch as Kid returns from the dust.
Why did she do that?
Asks Kid. The two pause as they try to come up with an answer.
She's seen the transformation of Christopher from his early years to his later years. What if you had watched Vivian all your life and never believed in anything she ever did? Asks Mimi. I don't know what I would think. Exactly. Cameron could only watch him grow and was never able to penetrate whatever went on in his mind. I believe she felt powerless to stop him. She thought if she couldn't do anything, how could you? I'm different. I'm not powerless. I'll stop him. For Vivian, I will kill him!
Kid shouts. Kid takes off her suit and hugs Matt. Matt stops crying and begins to laugh. She says goodbye to her mom and kisses her farewell. She looks up at Melanie and gives her a thumbs up. She puts the suit back on. She heads back into the dust storm, confident as ever. She passes by the body of Karen and takes a look at it.
To be related to Christopher must be a curse, huh?